President Bola Tinubu to set up committee to tackle tanker explosion. Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Polytechnic (SSANIP) to embark on one in business. Dangote Refinery partners to sell petrol at reduced pump price nationwide. On the foreign scene, Palestinian prisoners, Israeli hostages freed as ceasefire enters second day. In entertainment, TikTok restores service in US, comments Donald Trump. And in sports, Mbappe scores a Real Madrid beats Las Palmas to go top of La Liga. Safety and security don't just happen, they are the result of collective consensus and public investment. Remember, we owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in our society, a life free of violence and fear. I am AMAKA NNEJI. Now, things in detail. President Bola Tinubu has announced plans to set up a high-powered committee to investigate the recurrence of tanker explosions and implement safety measures to forestall the tragedy. The Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, stated this on Sunday at the palace of the Emir of Suleja, where he visited to commiserate with victims of Saturday's tanker explosion in Depot Junction in the Gurara local government area of Niger State. He said the Nigeria Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, Tanker Drivers Associations, and other stakeholders. The minister also said enlightenment campaigns on the safe movement of fuel tankers, road safety habits, and than 80 persons died and about 55 others were injured Saturday while scooping fuel from a falling tanker. Earlier, the president, in a statement by his spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, on Sunday, mourned the victims and expressed his condolences to the families affected, as well as to the government and people of the FCT Minister Yinsa Wiki has said transmission cables throwing the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) into darkness will learn their lessons. Briefing newsmen on Sunday are convicted of TC and attributed mission line and underground Koro, Mabushi, and parts of the presidential villa, which houses President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima. Teaching staff members in denial of their deserved career progression. In a letter dated January 14, 2025, and addressed to the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, Union Secretary Nura Gaya said the warning strike has become imperative to emphasize their position. The letter further noted that SSANIP has consistently championed the cause of equity and justice within the polytechnic system and has repeatedly called for the implementation of career strike is therefore a warning to avert for disruptions in the polytechnic system. The National Hajj Committee NACON has announced the 2025 Hajj Fair intending pilgrims from the expected to pay 8.5 million naira. Those from Borno and Mawa zones will pay 8.3 million naira. The statement also noted that intending pilgrims from the northern zone will pay 8.4 million naira for the pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. NACON described the fair as a result of the extensive deliberations with key stakeholders, including the presidency and its pilgrims boards. Prospective pilgrims are hereby advised to adhere to Saudi guidelines, register early, and make timely payments to avoid inconveniences. And moving over to Ogun State, gunmen have shot and killed a 54-year-old prophet of the Celestial Church of Christ, Eagle Parish, in the Odo area. Confirmed the incident in a statement issued in Abeokuta, the state capital, on Sunday. She said that police officers got into the scene and discovered one Yomi Adetola, a 54-year-old man, lying face up in a pool of blood that stained his white celestial garment. She also confirmed that upon closer inspection, his body was found to be riddled with bullets and his head was severely damaged, with an asked to verify that he was indeed dead. As at the time of filing this report, she noted that no arrest has been made, but she maintained that police is actively working to apprehend the fleeing suspects who escaped from the church toward the border area. Meanwhile, the body of the dead prophet has been deposited at the General Hospital morgue in Ilaro. And you're still listening to the Midday News on Solid 100.9 FM Enugu, and here stories brought to you in the news so far. President Bola Tinubu to set up a committee to tackle tanker explosion. Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Police Secretary SSANIP to embark on one strike. As to come in the news and business, Dangote Refinery partners to sell petrol at reduced pump price nationwide. On the foreign scene, Palestinian prisoners Israeli hostage free as ceasefire enters second day. In entertainment, TikTok restores service in US, comments Donald Trump and his quote. Mbappe scores as Real Madrid beats Las Palmas to go top of La Liga. Please stay with us.
Voiceover elements. 1, 2. Can't use more music right here. All the hits.
This is Solid 100.9 FM Enugu. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. Facebook at Solid 100.9 FM, Twitter at Solid FM 109, YouTube Solid 100.9 FM, Instagram at Solid 100.9 FM.
Solid FM.
Station that rocks.
Voiceover elements. 1, 2. Can't use more music right here. All the hits.
This is Solid 100.9 FM Enugu. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. Facebook at Solid 100.9 FM, Twitter at Solid FM 109, YouTube Solid 100.9 FM, Instagram at Solid 100.
Yeah, welcome back. Safety and security don't just happen, they are the result of collective consensus and public investment. Remember, we owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in our society, a life free of violence and fear. Now, moving over to the foreign scene, the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has entered its second day of fight since the war commenced. 90 Palestinian prisoners were released overnight as part of the first phase of the ceasefire, the Israeli prison service has said. 3 Israeli women, including a dual British national, were earlier released by Hamas, and they are being treated in a Tel Aviv hospital and are in stable condition as at the time of filing this report. There have been emotional reunions on both sides. Palestinians were greeted with hugs and cheers by their families. The ceasefire in Gaza came into force after a last-minute delay. Now moving over to entertainment, TikTok is resuming services to its millions of users in the US after Donald Trump said he will issue an executive order to give the app a reprieve on assumption of office on Monday. On Saturday evening, the Chinese-owned app started working for American users after a law banning it on national security grounds came into effect. Trump, who had previously backed a ban of the platform, promised on Sunday to delay implementation of the law and allow more time for a deal to be made. To this end, TikTok then said that it was in the process of restoring service. In a statement, the company thanked Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance and said it would work with Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the United States. It will be recalled that TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, previously ignored a law requiring it to sell its U.S. operations to avoid the ban. The law was upheld by the Supreme Court on Friday and went into effect on Sunday. finally, in sports, Kylian Mbappe scored twice as Real Madrid came from behind to beat Las Palmas and go top of La Liga. Fabio Silva's close-range effort gave the visitors a surprise lead, but Mbappe leveled from the penalty spot of his thoughts up, launched into the of Vasquez upgraded the initial yellow card to a red. The result means Real are top of the table, 2 points clear of Atletico Madrid, who also lost against Leganés on Saturday. Real had 3 goals ruled out for offside, including England midfielder Jude Bellingham missed the host of. Attention now turns to Wednesday when Real host Red Bull Salzburg Champions League. And that's all on the media news on Solid 100.9 FM in But before we end the news, please listen to this. You can send your comments, your news commentary, and your news reports to our official news email, solidfmnewsroom@gmail.com. Now to end the news, a recap of major highlights brought to you. President Bola Tinubu set up committee to tackle tanker explosion. Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Polytechnic (SSA-NIP) to embark on warning strike. In business, Dangote Refinery partners to sell petrol at reduced cost. On behalf of the news editor Sandra Ukeche, I am Amaka. Good afternoon and enjoy the rest of our broadcast.